the night. Ooh, why do you cry in the middle of the night? Ooh, why do you cry in the middle of the night? Why, oh why do you cry in the middle of the night? Okay, I asked Google AI a question. And the question was, for some people, does October seem to be a jinxed month? That's definitely a jinxed month for me, which I'll go into later. But the AI answer is yes, for some people, October can seem like a jinxed month due to factors like major stock market crashes, increased stress, emotional impact. This perception is reinforced by a history of market volatility, the pressure of year-end deadlines, and the onset of seasonal affective disorder, SAD, for some. Financial and professional jinx. Stock market crashes. Historically, major market crashes, including the 1929 and 1987 crashes, have occurred in October. Should we be worried? Is that bubble about to pop? Will this month end really badly? I don't know, obviously. But historically, October has been a bad month for the stock market. So that creates investor anxiety. The historical volatility can create psychological stress and panic, which may become a self-fulfilling prophecy as investors become more fearful. Workplace stress. For some, it's a period of heightened stress from a combination of looming year-end deadlines and the pressure of planning for the next year. In other words, if you're feeling a lot of stress is real, and you have so much you got to keep up with, bad stuff's more likely to happen in October. And the AI goes on, personal and psychological jinx, emotional toll. Some people report feeling an inexplicable heaviness or sadness in October, often linked to the approaching winter and shorter days. And the shorter days also adds to the stress. Seasonal affective disorder, or they put, SAD. October can be the start of SAD for some, a type of depression that is triggered by change of seasons and can lead to feelings of sadness, fatigue, and hopelessness. Sense of loss. The changing seasons with falling leaves can evoke feelings of loss and sadness, making it a scary or difficult month for some emotionally. Now, October is the month that I was born. So you'd think it'd be a happy month. Birthday parties. But bad stuff happens in October for me. I'm not talking about this AI type jibber jabber about stuff that happens in the abstract, about just the falling leaves. I like falling leaves. That doesn't make me sad. I kind of dislike it when it gets a little bit too cool, too cold. I kind of like the moderate weather where it's just, the Goldilocks weather where it's not too cold, not too hot. I like that. And part of October does have that. And right now it's kind of on the cool side, cold side. But no, real bad stuff has happened to me in October. And this year has been really bad. Well, let's go back. My grandfather was buried on my birthday when I was really young. One of my last memories of my grandfather. Now I was like 4 when this happened, so just to be clear, I was really young. But he and I walked for me to get a haircut at the barber shop. It's a neighborhood where you could walk to, some places anyway. So we walked and I got a haircut and it was fun, talking to him, walking along. It's a good memory. Not everything's bad, obviously. But a little bit shortly after that, he died. And of course, that's bad, sad. Not abstract, but real. Even when you're young, you know stuff. You know more than what adults seem to think you know. So that's the pivotal first bad thing that happened to me in October. Now, many years later, my mother died in October. Pretty near the same day that my grandfather died, her father died. She would have been buried on my birthday, except for we made sure that didn't happen. Now, fast forward to this month, this October, this 2025, this god-awful 2025. In less than 7 days, I've had 2 of my beloved animals die. Boston, my Chihuahua that had belonged to my father, but, I loved him too, obviously. And just a few days later, my Appaloosa mare. Now, mind you, she was a little bit over 40. She'd lived a good life. Don't misunderstand. She'd lived a good life. But she died. That hurts. It doesn't matter, how old an animal is to be. When you lose that animal, you lose that companionship. And Kizza was my Appaloosa mare. Kizza was a companion. She would. I'm not talking about on a lead rope or all that. She just walked beside me. She still had her trot. She had a pretty trot up till near the end. She was still able to do that trot, not in a hard gallop, but just a sweet, beautiful trot. So yeah, it hurt. It hurt losing her. It hurt losing Boston, my Chihuahua. That was my father's Chihuahua. So is there something really about October that actually brings bad luck, tragedy? Just brings a sadness? Not just, AI talking about some jibber jabber, but is bad stuff just more likely to happen in October? Now, I love Halloween, don't misunderstand. When I was a child, I totally loved Halloween. I loved the fact that, my birthday was close to Halloween. But there's something about October that can bring bad stuff. Now, of course, I pay attention to October, but I can point to other months, obviously, where bad stuff happens and good stuff happens. I can point, and say, well, this month's also been kind of bad for me or good for me, depending on which memories I tend to focus on. But there does seem to be something about October, at least for me, that brings tragedy. Anyway, much thanks for watching and listening. I do appreciate it.